Good Sunday morning to everybody out in YouTube land, YTPC, and anyone else who's watching. Piping artist Steph here.
Great Piper Skip. Howdy y'all. Good morning.
So I think we're gonna skip the intro this morning and get straight to it. Do you want to do house cleaning first?
Sure. I'm smoking this Rattray Marlin. And I'm running a filter on it this time. This first time I've ever smoked this without a filter, with a filter, and it's really, I really like it. You know, it's really made this pipe a better smoker. And I already liked it before with the filter. It's running great. And inside I'm smoking some Friar Tuck, which is it's a burley blend.
We got 4 ounces.
4 ounces, yeah. We bought that yesterday. What about you, babe?
I'm smoking my Naked Savinelli that we got from Garbage Man Piper. I changed out the filter. It had this one. What is this one?
Probably balsa wood.
Balsa wood, and we got some more balsa wood, but these are much smaller. They're little tiny triangles. So I just switched that out this morning, and it does not seem to be doing as good of a job. But my draws are very quick and very long draws, so I tend to heat up my bowl too quick. Get a bit of tongue bite, and with the other filter I didn't get any tongue bite. This one's a little small, so I'm starting to get a little tongue bite. I need to learn how to draw slower and not chooch so hard.
Yep, same here. I mean, I tend to puff away and, you know, like crazy. And oh, good news! I got my very first meerschaum. Look at this. Beautiful little pipe.
Get that focused on that. This is gorgeous. Look at that. It's just beautiful. If you guys want to see some closer pictures, Skip is Skip_TTC on Instagram, and he posted some amazing little pics of that yesterday.
And I'm saving that pipe for tomorrow so I can do a meerschaum Monday. Yay! Yay me!
Puppies! Either someone's here or someone's walking by with dogs. Our dogs tend to...
I'm gonna check that out.
Alright, our dogs tend to bark at everything. Garbage men, kids walking, people on bikes. I mean, that's their job. They're kind of supposed to do that, right? So, we have a few shout outs today, and wanted to just sit back on this Sunday morning. I read a little bit in Hebrews. I have a women's Bible study group. We don't do organized religion or churches the way most people do. So there's a church Skip and I'll visit once in a while across the street from us called Project Church. It's pretty decent. It's kind of a warehouse and very laid back environment, and it teaches the Bible more so than, you know, teaching dogmatic or specific religious views. It teaches biblical history and biblical views. Faith Bible here in town is probably my favorite church, but we don't go often. So I read Hebrews this morning, and I have a women's Bible study group that we meet once a month. We're going to start meeting up in July, and we're supposed to be going over the first 6 books of Hebrews. So I'm reading up on that and trying to kind of meditate on that a little. Did he get out?
No. There we go.
Skip has on his Shine Down shirt.
Yeah. Give everybody a look here. Shine down. No Godzilla today.
Which brings me to my first shout out. It's because Grateful Dog is synonymous with the Grateful Dead. I have a Grateful Dead tattoo. I followed the Dead for a little while. Went to several shows in my teen years, in my early 20s. I think Jerry Garcia died in 95 when I was 18, almost 19. So I guess in my 20s it was the Further festivals and the Just the Dead, not the Grateful Dead, for a while. And but I got to go to a few before he died. So anyways, check out his channel. I don't even think he's at 100 subs yet. Grateful Dog. And speaking of music, SuperGlide Fletch. Skip was the one who found him, or he found you, I'm not sure.
He found me. I watched his video, his intro video, and it was really interesting. Guy has a lot of energy, and he's into a lot of cool things. Music, he's in a band.
It's a Christian grunge band, is how he put it.
Yeah. But he's here in Texas, so he's feeling the heat, and so if y'all can go check out his page and give him a sub, give him a nice welcome to YTPC. Right on.
And he's a father. He's got 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy. Opposite of us, we have 3 boys and a girl. Speaking of parenthood, we've had some struggles. It's hard to be a parent. If you guys have anything you want to complain about, go ahead in the comments. Tell us about the struggles of your parenting, because it's not an easy job. I don't care what age our kids are at. And that brings me to someone who has lots of subs, but where did he say he's from? Norway? He's Norwegian?
Norwegian.
So he's in Norway, and he has some really great commentary on wildlife and camping and stuff like that. But he also has some great recent videos about America. What are you doing with your women? America, what are you doing to your men? And some really heartfelt outpouring to those who are going through, issues with what do they call it? Body dysmorphia. People who want to change from male to female, female to male. He has some pretty interesting takes on that. His name is Bjorn Andreas. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Bjorn Andreas. Bull-Hansen. So check out his channel. We'll put links to all these channels down in our basement. And another young man, I don't know how old Bjorn is, but Bjorn, or however you say his name. I'm not from that area of the world, and I don't think I've never visited, so I'm not familiar with how they pronounce it. Someone who's a very interesting young man, was in the Marines. Please check out Luke Risner, the Cincinnati Piper. I think it was the Marines, right? Pretty sure.
I believe so.
And he's what I would say there is kind of a war going on against masculine men, and there's nothing wrong with being masculine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with I grew up with a couple of guys who I thought were gay, but they actually were just very feminine or effeminate. And I think everybody has their place. I don't think we should show any hate towards someone we may not agree with or may not understand what they're going through. Just because we aren't going through it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So Luke's one of those very masculine young men, and I appreciate things that he says. And that brings me to our last shout out for today is Masculine Geek. I'm a geek, and my son got into Doctor Who when he was real young, and I've always liked Star Trek, and of course Star Wars came out all through my life. So starting when I was very young, one of the first movies I think I ever saw in the theater was Star Wars. It's a pretty amazing thing to be able to say, hey, some of us geeks out there are still masculine and we like manly things. And that's okay, because my son was picked on a lot. He likes to wear bow ties and he likes to dress up, but he's got long hair and he's in a metal band, like a very... I get upset because we listened to all kinds of music when we were young, so I can't really tell him don't listen to this music and don't be a part of this music, because it's pretty heavy. But some of their lyrics I don't agree with. Yeah. It's frustrating to me, but at the same time, as someone who went through rebellious stage, and
it's like me and the Misfits. It's like I love the Misfits music, but then when I read their lyrics and stuff, it's like, oh my god, this is horrible, like not cool, it's just very gory. But I hear them come on the radio, and I want to turn it up, because it's got that sound, and Danzig's voice singing,
Oh yeah, see me with
you know.
Danzig. I love Danzig. Or with me with some of the Morsey stuff. Yeah, it's dark and brooding. Or with Thrill Kill Cult, there's some lyrics I probably should not be singing along to, and I've recently realized I shouldn't be singing along to a lot of these bands. So I can't get upset at my son because some of these band members will do the makeup like Kiss used to be very, all the 80s metal bands. But one of the members does an upside down cross on his face, and it's upsetting to me. And I know they're trying to be edgy and whatnot, and I can't be against what they're trying to do because I went through that as a teen. So where do you draw the line as a parent? Where do you say, okay, this is you, this is your decision, this is how I feel about it? And because then they turn it right back on us, and I can't say do as I say, not as I do, because there are a lot of things I probably shouldn't be listening to that I still do. I still enjoy. I'm going to turn the camera slightly this way because Skip's a little out of the frame. So what are your takes on music? I mean, what are some bands that aren't necessarily bands we should be promoting or listening to, but their music is just amazing, and like the music itself, it's a hard line. It's a really hard line a hard balance. I was telling like the kids about I had an uncle who is he's now got his PhD in theology, so he's a professor at a Christian university in Georgia, and he sent me to Baptist camp one summer. And one of the things that was said to us is if you're saved and you go back home after camp and you decide, oh, I'm going to go back and hang out with all these people who party and do drugs or whatever the case was, it was the 90s, it's going to be easier for them to pull you down off of a chair. If you're standing up in a chair and that's your salvation, you're standing up and you have all these people below you, not below you, but all these people doing the same things, and you're trying to rise above and not do those things. If you're hanging out with them, it's going to be easier for one or two of them to pull you off than it is for you to even pull one up on the chair. And I thought that was a good analogy, I guess, for my son, especially because he's saved, he's accepted Christ, but our other two in the house haven't. And the oldest, who just moved out again, doesn't have any relationship with a higher power. And how do you bring your children to Christ? Because if you force them, they're going to rebel. If you don't push them at all, they're not going to know Him. So how do you draw that balance? Where do you cut them off for things that are acceptable and not acceptable? So we kind of have had to leave it open. I hope I'm speaking loud enough. It's just it gets emotional speaking about my kids. How do you parent well enough to allow them to grow, find their own relationships? Anyways, I think this is almost going to be a 15-minute video. Check out the people we gave shout-outs to. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We got this Lane's Limited.
A bit closer.
1Q.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to smoke tomorrow in my meerschaum. Anything else we want to talk about?
No, just we appreciate all of you. Prayers going out to the Peachies. We know that they had a loss in the family, so sending out prayers to them. For Anna especially, and Anna's mom, and it's a hard thing to lose someone, especially someone young in family. So sending prayers out to them, sending love to everybody out there. Give us some thumbs ups and some likes. Share our channel. Give us some shout outs. We don't care about monetizing our channel. That's not even what we're doing. We want to be able to go back to live videos. So we're trying to reach 1,000 subs because I miss live. And if you guys know of an app and how to use it, do a video on it, because I've tried a couple apps and we couldn't go live still with them. I don't know if it's that I'm technologically inept. I mean, as you get older and technology keeps advancing, it's hard to learn new things. So you guys keep your pipes lit, keep your hearts open. If you pray, keep your prayers going. If you don't, try it. Sometimes it works. Most of the time it works. For me. But we're sending out our love and our hugs.
Yep. Cheers.
Together, somewhere in between together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.